Hi everyone, Makozi Racing Internacional salutes you, and for this stream we're going to just be looking at the new 1.45 update that arrived today for Gran Turismo SPORT. So yeah, let's get started. So we have 4 new cars coming into this update. It's the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray Racer concept from 1959, the Dodge Super Bee from 1970, the Ferrari 365 GTB4, also known as the Daytona, from 1971, and the Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 1LE package from 2018. So 4 new cars in this update, which is nice. Any cars is welcome. And we now have the wet variants, wet conditions added to Tokyo Expressway Central Inner Loop, Tokyo Expressway Central Outer Loop, and their reverse variants, as well as the East Outer Loop and East Inner Loop too. So that's going to be a challenge for some people who want to drive on that track, and it will be fun for sure to go around. We also have new scapes added to the game, which kind of, how would you say, they simulate rain effects on the cars while they're stationary. So you'll see raindrops on the cars, maybe a bit of haze or whatnot. And now Michelin is also been added to the brand central part of the game, since it has been announced as a new partner in Gran Turismo Sport. The collaboration between Gran Turismo Sport and Michelin has brought new features to the game. In addition to the Michelin logos appearing on billboards in certain tracks, like I've just said, the Michelin has been added as a brand to Brand Central. Michelin will now appear as a tyre technology partner in the tyre section of the car settings. So whenever you're going to choose your tyres, it will show Michelin as the official partner. And yeah, Michelin is now the official tyre supplier of Gran Turismo Sport and the championships within it, and it will also appear in the results screen on online races. We also have some new campaign races in Stars and Stripes, Group 3 Cup, the Festa Cavallino, and the Group 1 Prototype Series. For now we're just going to head into Brand Central and check out the new cars. You can see in America there are some new cars. This will go into Chevrolet. We have the Camaro ZL1. Just go slowly through the colors there. Had Summit White, Silver Ice Metallic, Nightfall Grey Metallic, Mosaic Black Metallic, a lot of metallic here, Black, Hyper Blue Metallic, Garnet Red Tin Coat, and Red Hot. Here's a small description of the car. It's pretty much a lot of updates, small aerodynamic package added to it compared to the usual Camaro. It belongs into the N700 category. It's 100 kilograms lighter than the previous generation. Pretty fast acceleration, 3.5 seconds to 100 kilometers. 649 horsepower, lots of torque. Yeah, and top speed of 318 kilometers an hour. Looks like a fun car. I'm gonna get Nightfall Grey for me. Looks like a pretty car. Yeah, hi guys, and yeah, new POP for Group 3 and Group B. I know that. Fortunately, I can't go through that without the stream stopping, so yeah, we'll have a look at that later. Next up we have the Corvette Stingray Racer concept. Just one color. This thing belongs in Group X. On the right is another description of it. Seems like just a concept race car. Didn't seem to. Yeah, it was supposed to be part of the NASCAR series, I believe, and other motorsporting events, but because of some incidents that happened during then, the design kind of got banned and whatnot. Yeah, not much to say about this. This was just a concept car that really never made it into real life. It looks pretty nice. It inherited some parts from previous race cars, the Corvette SS, which was in 1957. But yeah, it never made it to the track. So moving on, heading into Europe now. Oh, sorry, no, into Dodge. We have the Hemi B. Sorry, the Super B. Just go through these colors. These Dodge old classic muscle cars are quite known for their wide selection of colors. You can see there's stuff like Go Mango, Bright Red, Plum Crazy. Really big variety of colors there. So this was a muscle car that was released in 1968. At the time there were some cars that had higher prices, but this car became popular because it was more affordable. It was based on the Dodge Coronet, and yeah, one thing that made it special was its price, but the other was its strong engine. It came with 3 options: a 6.8 liter, a 7.2 liter, or the most powerful one, a 425 horsepower 7 liter Hemi engine. It had kind of reinforced suspension. It had kits and all that to help it be more focused on sports driving. And in 1970, it got a chrome bumper, which I don't believe is shown right here at the moment, or maybe it is. I haven't noticed it, but it was changed to the car and was given a facelift with a 2-part grille, which you can see it looks interesting. And then in the following year, it was replaced with a second generation model, which was, instead of being based on the Coronet, was based on the Charger. It's an interesting looking car. We're going to get this one too. And I don't know, getting dark blue metallic. So now we're heading out of North America and we are going into Europe. And the new car for Europe is the Ferrari Daytona, more popularly known, or the GTB 365. Like all Ferraris, it comes in red, yellow, black and white with this very hard to notice blue. We're just going to put it on red because it's a Ferrari. Yeah. The reason for the popular nickname, the reason behind the Daytona is because in the year before it was made, in 1967, there was a Ferrari sports prototype, the 330p4 and the 412p, that participated in Daytona 24-hour race. And they got a first, second and third finish in the final results, meaning that they just completely dominated the podium. and this car was delivered to a Ferrari deal. Like, it was delivered to a customer that was part of a Ferrari dealer, and he just called it the Daytona and kind of stuck after that. This model of Ferrari was specifically made for the American market. It was targeted for North American buyers. Like many Ferraris, it was designed by Pininfarina, and yeah, it has a V12 engine, with 347 horsepower and 44 kilograms of torque, with a V12 unit with 6 Weber carburetors to produce that 347 horsepower. It has a top speed of 280 kilometers per hour, and it was equal to, back then, something of the Miura, made by Lamborghini. And in Daytona, it dominated the Le Mans GT class 3 years in a row. So this car eventually became a race car. You know, we're happy that we got the road car in this update for Gran Turismo Sport. So I'm going to get it in red because it's a Ferrari, and you don't usually get a Ferrari in any other color. Any fix for the Buick? Hi Oscar. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know that quite yet, if they've fixed the fuel burning, but I don't think so. They haven't mentioned any rule changes. We'll just have to wait and see. And finally, we have the new tire supplier or tire sponsor of Gran Turismo Sport and the Gran Turismo Championships is Michelin. They were established in 1863 by André Michelin and Edouard Michelin. And funnily enough, they started with, like, the idea behind Michelin first came from farming. As you can see here, I'm just going to go through these a bit faster, but the thing is that it first started out, part of the Michelin family, they took an interest in rubber when they had a agricultural machinery business, and the properties of rubber that was kind of interesting to them, and they decided kind of develop it further to use it for agriculture. That was kind of the very start of it all. Then in 1889, kind of got a bit more serious. The grandsons of Aristide Barbier, André and Edouard Michelin, they took over the family business, and with the rise of motor vehicles and cars, they decided to start researching tires as an application for rubber. From then on, they made bicycle tires, pneumatic tires for cars. And then 1898, the Michelin Man, the one that we all know and love, came into existence for the first time. It doesn't look quite like it does today, but this was the first Michelin Man, as you can see on the poster on the left. Very different than from today's one. They helped give cars the land speed records. They posted guides, they made maps, they opened factories. They got involved into motor racing in 1905. They provided information service booklets and so forth. Let's see. Very involved with advertising, very involved with tires since the very beginning. They helped provide road signs. They opened sports clubs. And they even got into aviation. I'm just going to go a little bit faster through this. You can see there's an updated Michelin Man logo right there. Regional guides. They made inflators for tires. In 1930, they made the first tubeless tires. They filed a patent for a special kind of vulcanized tire. And yes, this is the kind of the first ancestor of modern day tubeless tires that we use today. again producing road signs. They were the first ones to introduce snow tires, which help cars maintain better grip in snow. Wet tires as well, truck tires, all different types of tires. In 1946 they began working on the radial tire. See, slowly being updated to what we all know and love today. Michelin Man. They finally developed radial tires to a proper standard in 1966, and they started making them in America. See, they're just developing them. They got involved in WRC. They managed to win with the Alpine Renault team back then in 1973 with 6 wins. Opened up factories in America. Created world champions in motorcycle racing as well as Formula One. Jody Scheckter from Ferrari. They helped Mercedes with their experimental C111 or 111 prototype to set the fastest land record at the time, 403.9 kilometers an hour. Low profile tires, getting involved in the Paris-Dakar rally, even being used in some James Bond movies, as you can see. Factories opened in Thailand and Japan, and they also started developing in 1992 some new eco tires, which means that they have less rolling resistance, so the tires don't scrub off as much speed, and it means that the engine doesn't have to work as hard. Therefore you save fuel, and like it says there on the poster, driving down the cost of motoring. Goes to space. Wow, yep. See, even going to space with tires, they're providing the shuttle landing gear, all sorts. Michelin Man in 1998 turned 100 years old. In 2000 it was named the best brand icon of all time. You can see that on the very bottom right of that poster on the left is maybe the, how do you say, almost the current logo. It's been updated in 2018, but the one that we are all pretty used to for the last 15 to 18 years was that one on the poster there. Since then they've been using the same one. Still developing tires, providing tires for aircrafts, doing whatever they can, partnering up with hypersport manufacturers like Porsche, Mercedes-Benz and McLaren, as well as Bugatti. Again, developing tires for trucks, and even going as far as developing airless tires for moon rovers. You see, they're involved in pretty much every part of the automotive industry and beyond. Developing tires for electric cars and getting involved in Formula E. Even 3D printing tires. In 2018, the Michelin Man turned 120. And as you can see there, the Michelin Man got a bit of an update, like I said before. New look, even able to integrate technology inside the tires themselves, so they provide feedback to the driver while he's driving in a car. So futuristic tires communicate with smartphones. And last but not least, they started developing airless tires much more rigorously with General Motors. So that was a quick look through Michelin, the new tyre supplier of the FI Gran Turismo Championships. Yeah, maybe there'll be a new tyre physics model to more accurately represent how the tyres act in this game. Also going to have a quick look into the new scapes, which include a rain setting. As you can see here in techniques, we have some new scapes. Raindrops. Take photos of cars glistening with rain. As you can see, several places There's no actual rain falling at the moment, but the cars, when you put them into the actual scapes, they have raindrops on them. It appears to be wet. So, like you can see, I have a lot of different locations: Spain, Italy, Japan, USA, Ireland, UK. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see some nice creations or nice photos taken by the community. And one thing that will kind of be more interesting for people that are focused around the FIAs is the new BOP change. The main categories that were changed in this update were Group 3 and Group B. So I can't pull this up on the screen right now because that's going to stop the stream, and you're not going to be able to see anything. So I'm just going to tell you what has been changed. For Group 3, the Alfa Romeo has gotten a 1% power buff. Alfa Romeo Group 3 there. That's going to help it a lot, I think. Aston Martin V12 Vantage, the Group 3 car, gets a 1% power nerf and a 1% weight buff. So it's gotten less powerful, it's got a bit more lighter. We'll see how people react to that. I think it's a good change. It was very good on the straights. Now I would say it should still be strong, but it should help, that weight buff should help with its tire wear. Next we have the Ford GT, Group 3. It gets a 1% power nerf and also a 1% weight buff, just like the Aston. And the same goes for the Toyota GR Supra Racing Concept, Group 3. So 3 power cars that are very fast on the straights, getting a slight nerf. In the power department, they get a weight buff. So it might help them with their tire preservation, but it's definitely bringing them back into the midfield where other cars can start competing against them on the straights. Then we have the Group B class, Group B cars, rally cars. The Ford Focus gets a power nerf. That's quite significant because previously it was one of the fastest cars on the straight, if not the fastest, and it was very obvious. You could see it easily when going up against it on the straight. Ford Mustang gets also a 1% power nerf and a 2% weight buff. 2% weight buff means a lot for the Mustang. Right now it's not the best in cornering, so there's like, I don't know how many kilos that would be. That's almost like 40 kilos. That should help it a bit. The Nissan GTR also, like the Mustang, struggles a bit in the corners. It gets a weight buff too, 1%. The Peugeot RCZ, which is the best car in Group B before this update, gets a 2% weight nerf. So it gets 2% more weight. That will bring it back into that mix of cars. So Polyphony Digital trying to get them a bit more balanced. And I think it's a good direction that they're taking. And finally, the Toyota 86 gets a weight nerf as well, 2%. Like the RCZ, it's one of the best Group B cars. Both of them were very lightweight, so they could save their tires on road tracks, and had superior handling and cornering on other dirt tracks. So yeah, good to see that they're changing it. And as a final note, the fuel consumption rate for Group 3 and Group 4 has been changed. So maybe some Group 3 cars that were too good on fuel, some that were lacking a bit too much, they're trying to get it close together now. Group 4 is also a little bit unbalanced, so yeah, it's good to see that they're trying to make an initiative, try and change something, bring everything close together. And yeah, that pretty much sums it up in this new update. The new track is going to be featured in these FIA races, in the FIA events, sorry. For which round is this? For the 7th round of the Nations Cup, It's going to be the wet variant of the East Outer Loop on Tokyo Expressway. We're going to be using the Fittipaldi VGT cars. And for the manufacturer series, it's going to be a 15-lap race, the Nations Cup 15-lap race with intermediate or wet tires, 2 times fuel and 7 times tires. So might be some tire strategy involved. It depends on how much they waste. Then in the manufacturer series, on round 6, we have the wet variant of the East Outer Loop on Tokyo Expressway with Group 3 cars. And this is 9 laps with a rolling start. Again, intermediate and heavy wet tires. Fuel consumption is on 2 and tires are on 10. So there might be some, some strategy involved in that, but we'll just wait and see till then. Yeah, that pretty much sums up this update as a whole. We got one new wet variant of an existing track, some new cars, 4 new cars to be exact, new scapes feature, some improved BOP, hopefully, and yeah, I think it's an okay update for now. I haven't tried it just yet, but we'll see. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Stay tuned. Later in a bit of time, we're gonna be doing another stream and practicing for the next FIA races that will be for round 4 in the exhibition season 2019-2020. Something just to leave you guys off with, I'll do a single race at the new wet variant. Why not do it at night? See the reflections a bit better. Let me just find it. Tokyo Expressway here on the left. Let's do the one with the long straight, so East Outer Loop. At night, twilight, 6 o'clock with rain. It's going to look very pretty. We'll get one of the new cars. Let's go with the Camaro. And we'll put it on professional, so there's some sort of a challenge. Challenging. Well, we are using sports hard tires, I believe, so yeah. Just a second. And you can see that immediately we can see the new Michelin billboards put on the track, so that's a nice addition right there. Yeah, we're gonna do this on the inside cockpit view and just have a little fun. See, we've already got a train behind us. Oh. Only 6 gears. Not much grip to work with. Plus somewhere around 650 horsepower. So yeah, tricky to handle for sure. hunch there. Oh, with also another new Camaro. Hard to get a leash on all this power in the wet. Oh no. We're gonna hit in and put on heavy wets to see how that feels. Yeah, but we can't put on heavy wets, so we're just going to put on sport softs instead. Change views a little bit so you guys can get a better perspective of how it looks like on the outside. It really looks pretty at night. The little puddles reflecting the lights of the car. We've got the dry patches underneath the bridges. And there are the Michelin billboards. Yeah, you can really get a nice view of this all in bumper cam. Yeah, definitely a sub. Remember when there were, back when I was playing some other racing games, there was nothing that really looked like this. Like this was, I'd say one of the most beautiful, or the prettiest racing game. Driving simulator out there. Oh, we almost go around. Hi WDP, I'm doing fine, thanks. I'm just enjoying the new wet conditions here at Tokyo Expressway. Show you guys off how it looks like. It may be sad, a lot of people want a lot of things. Gran Turismo can only go so much at once. Yeah, Dubai wouldn't be a bad track to have. Oh. Yeah, and you see there, I've just broken too late. One thing I like is, as you can see here in the cockpit view, is the wipers are on. They're always on, no matter what. And that's a nice little feature Gran Turismo about it. Yeah. I'll just finish this lap off quickly so you guys can have a look at the replay. And after that, I'll be doing some FI practice. Oh no, we almost go around again. Yes, the exit of that last corner, that's going to be a tough one to get by. License will be super cheap, close to buy. Yeah. I don't know, Gran Turismo probably knows a lot more about that than us. There we go, first place. Now I'm gonna put the replay on. You guys, I'm gonna leave that as soon as the replay finishes. I'm gonna stop the stream. And after that, I'll start up the new one for the FIA races. Yeah, wipers turned off in the tunnel. That is very nice. I actually didn't notice that. It's a very nice feature. See all the spray kicking up in the background. Yeah, and the rain will probably be a fun opportunity for anyone who wants to slide around their car a bit. See the fibers on the wheel and on this kind of on the roof and on the side of the car. It's very detailed. Yeah. Yeah, my idea was to actually change the racing wets, but unfortunately they didn't have them, and we just fall down the grid a bit. really beautiful, in my opinion. Yeah, you can just see right there all the different textures on the road. It looks really nice. Seeing the grain in the puddles and the water on the road. Very pretty. You can see here I don't get the exit right. I almost lose it. So that, like I said before, that's going to be a tricky corner to get right. You're going to have to be very patient in putting your foot on the throttle. Just show you quickly. Yeah, you see the wipers have just turned off there. You see they're on. Like Saad said, noticed, the moment you get into the tunnel, they'll still be going like to get off the water when they turn off, like just like that. That's a very nice feature too. It's a small thing, but it's realistic, and that's what I like about this real driving simulator. And this one here I unfortunately brake a bit too late. Clipped the wall. Yeah, but this lap I was just seeing what the limits are. If you go in road cars, the rain is very fun to drive in. In race cars, it will be kind of a bit more of a challenge because you want to do well, get everything right. But in the wet, in road cars, that you couldn't ask for a better kind of combination. Always fun to drive on Gran Turismo. Here I go again. I hit the wall a bit. Yeah, I managed to scratch a perfectly brand new car. Still haven't had it for a whole day. Yeah, there it is again. I'll tell the insurance that the Ferrari hit me or something like that. I'm pretty sure they'll cover me, in Gran Turismo at least. Again, I almost lose it. The good thing with these road cars is that you can catch it most of the time. Race cars, once you start spinning out, there's not much saving you. So yeah, that's it for this stream, guys. I hope you enjoyed and had a nice kind of insight on what's new in this 1.45 update. Hope you'll enjoy it when you get onto Gran Turismo Sport. See you in a bit for the FIA practice, and yeah, driving with the best.